it's Nicole from Beauty in the Bag, and today I'm going to do a Q&A with my mom, Noelle. So this Q&A is going to be about how a parent deals with a child with an ostomy or illness. So first question, and I want to add in there on a side note that this is going to be 1000% true, honest, everything. Just so you guys aren't like thinking, it's gonna be sugar coated, because it's not. This is
Do I sugarcoat?
No, this is real life.
I don't sugarcoat.
There's no sugar
here.
No sugar coating up in here. So
Nope.
Okay. Okay. So question number 1,
Ooh.
and she hasn't seen any of these questions, by the way. So it's a big secret. Don't touch it. Okay. Number 1. Okay. How did you cope having a child with an illness?
Well, I think it's just normal for a parent to always just cope. I mean, you want your child to be healthy and you don't want your child to hurt in any way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really an issue as a parent. I think the child worries more about how the parent is coping, whereas the parent is just worried about the child.
Yeah.
So you probably worried more about us.
How you were going to do.
Yeah, because it was just natural for Dad and I.
Yeah. You just dealt with it.
You just do what you need to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to a point where you're just, you worry so much you don't want to really deal with it, but you have to.
Yeah.
And that's where you just sound off to somebody other than, the child or,
yeah.
Yeah. That's what you do.
Yeah.
But for me, I was lucky because I worked with Ann and Mitzi, and I worked with your doctor. So, I was never out of the loop.
Yeah,
I probably knew more than you knew.
Yeah, no, she did. Like, instead of going to see my doctor and then being like, this is what's going on, my mom would call and be like, so you have blah, 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 blah. And I'd be like, okay, my mom is like my doctor now. So that was bittersweet.
Yeah, I was lucky, I knew a lot, and I knew you were going to get first class, treatment.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so we were very fortunate. So.
Yeah, because my doctor would be booked out for months and months and months at a time, and I would get in the next day. So that was a little.
They didn't want to hear from me.
Yeah, because we'd be all up in their business. So, okay, second question. When you first heard, or I should say actually, when you first saw my ostomy, and if you guys saw the last video, then you already know the answer to this, but when you first saw my ostomy, what were your first thoughts? Because she had never seen an ostomy before my surgery, so.
Honestly, I thought, oh, holy crap, I would never sport one of these. And she wanted it.
I begged for it.
Really, I was just like, damn, oh no. I was just like, oh no. It was shocking.
Because it was big too,
It was shocking. And straight out of surgery, it's big, it's swollen, and and I didn't know it was going to shrink. I didn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
what is your advice for parents who are about to face their child getting an ostomy? What would you, if you had a couple of very important pieces of advice for them, what would you tell them?
I would reach out to other parents such as myself and, get as much information as you can. I don't think the shock factor is probably the best way to go if you know it's going to happen. And then also just as much, knowledge is power,
Mm-hmm.
that would be the most number one thing.
Yeah.
Because, depending on the age of your child, like whereas Nicole's an adult and she lives on her own or with her boyfriend,
Mm-hmm.
she takes care of herself, but I still have had to, of course, through every surgery, take care of her.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to know how to change a bag or
things to do when
or even like when she had her, it wasn't true blockage, it was a twisting of the bowel, but just to know like what are the different issues that can arise so you can help triage, because you can't trust the ER room to know, because they sent her back home.
Yeah.
Did not do any radiology on her, send her back home in total pain, whereas if I knew more about it, I would have been able to tell her and say, look, this is not right. You need to go back.
Yeah.
We need to tell them they need to, we did say contact your doctor, which they didn't do, but they need to do radiology on you, find out what's going on with you.
Mm-hmm.
So get as much information as you can. That would be like the best advice I can give somebody.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. Now.
Did I pass?
You passed. Good job.
The name's different, you know, but it's, even with Nicole having it, it's changed my opinion.
Because it
has.
Yeah.
It truly has, because before, seriously, put the joking aside,
yeah.
I have been like, oh, there's no way. But now I'd be like, you know, if that was my only option to live or die, I'd be like, yeah, I could totally do that.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Oh,
yeah. You're welcome. Such a dork.
I know. Whatever. They love it. So, okay, one more question for you is...
So many questions.
I
know.
So late. I know. Past our bedtime. Okay, so how do you feel about my future with an ostomy? How do you feel it's going to be?
I worry, of course, because it does always... There's always that, you know, possibility of you having problems.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, I know you're not like 80 years old and you have an ostomy and, you know, you may have 20 or 30 years to live, whatever, but you're very young. So you have your whole entire life to live with this thing.
Yeah.
And so, of course, I worry about that.
Yeah,
it's just true because we've already experienced so much.
Yeah, there are a lot of problems. You have to
There's a lot of problems.
Careful about what you eat. Me personally, everyone's different, but I can't eat any raw veggies. I can't eat a lot of raw fruits because it will block me up, and I will probably end up in the emergency room. And that's so things like that are like problems that can happen, or like prolapse, or you know, we could list off things all day. So, yeah. That's probably one of the biggest worries is you constantly have this thing to care for and you're going to probably have a problem down the line somewhere. I've already had, now I'm on problem number 2. So, you know, it's going to happen. So,
and I don't want you to be one of those crazy people that's all they want to talk about.
Yeah, no. Like where it's like
see you on YouTube one day.
Yeah, like you would see me on YouTube talking to people.
I mean, I would be like, stop the madness.
Making videos showing my ostomy to the world. That would just be like too crazy. And having a good sense of humor is a piece of advice.
You better have it.
Yeah, you need it. You definitely need it because you're going to be playing in your poop, seeing your little intestine moving around, and it can be fun, but you got to be positive and have, you know, a good sense of humor with it. So, I think that wraps it up, and thank you guys for watching. Again, this is my wonderful mommy, Noelle, who has helped me get through everything, and definitely embrace the fact of relying on family, and for me, that number one person has been my mom, and I couldn't have gotten through any of it without her. So I'm going to turn this off before we all start bawling our eyes out. So it was great doing this video, and keep watching. Bye!